Hello and welcome to the Noob Overview. And today I bring you the top 5 easiest characters to play as a noob in Overwatch. Now keep in mind, these are purely my own opinion, and not everyone will agree, but being a noob to this game, I found these players to be the easiest to start out with. Number 5, Mercy. Now don't hate me for throwing Mercy into the mix. I know. There are some much easier characters to play, and I'm sure they're in my runners-up category. But these are my top characters for noobs, and it's hard to deny that Mercy, though not glorious, is an easy character to wrap your head around. This is purely a healer character. Her job is to stick to other players and heal them. She also has the ability to give other players a damage boost so that they can deal damage to a devastating effect. Mercy and a Bastion pairing in this sense is a great combo when on defense, and a Mercy sticking to a Pharah also tends to allow for some good damage done to the other team while on the offensive. Mercy's ult ability is oftentimes a game saver. She has the ability to revive her fallen teammates, and if done at the right time, can turn a losing defensive match into a winning one, or allow for a final push to take an objective. Now she does have a gun that you can do some damage with if you get into a bind, but it is preferable to find an ally who is away from combat and use her Guardian Angel ability to quickly fall back. With her ability to basically fly around the map and her single-minded use, she can quickly become a noob's best friend, and everyone else's for that matter. Number 4, Lucio. Lucio is a quick character that offers speed, healing, and a decent weapon to boot. You will see a Lucio many times sticking to an objective or hiding behind a payload, attempting to keep the payload moving or keep the objective for his team. His speed gives him the unique ability to get out of enemy fire while maintaining the point, and when his teammates finally arrive to help, he can heal them. His ult ability, Sound Barrier, is amazing to use to help your team in a final push to take the point or to move a payload closer to its final destination. Lucio can get kills, but it's his versatility that makes him a character that even higher level players can still get enjoyment out of playing. Number 3, Torbjorn. Though not always easy to say, Torbjorn is a great player to attempt as a noob. He is purely defensive in nature, though if played right, he can help in an offensive match as well. His bread and butter is his ability to place a turret down on the battlefield. His turret attacks without you needing to do anything, and if placed in a decent spot, can get many a kill. Be forewarned though, turrets quickly become targets and can lead to your untimely character death. Also, be warned that you will get hate if you get a play of the game with Torbjorn, as it's often just a player staring at a wall while his turret kills a bunch of people. You have a weapon that you can and should use. The rivet gun can fire long-range shots, or more powerful scatter shot for those who got a little closer than you would like. Torbjorn can also provide armor for his teammates. When players fall on the battlefield, they drop scrap that Torbjorn can pick up and turn into an armor pack that provides 75 health to its teammates. And of course, he has an ult that, when used correctly, can take down an entire team trying to take your objective. His Molten Core ability gives him increased attack speed, some armor, and upgrades his turret. So jump into the fray, like this, and do some work. However, don't be fooled though. Torbjorns should hide behind their turrets and let it work. Your Forge Hammer will upgrade and keep your turret alive to do the work for you. Don't be ashamed of your creation, embrace it! Number 2, D.va. D.va, or D.va, as she is called, is a character that even the noobiest of noobs can learn to use to a devastating effect. Not only does she start out with 500 health, but when that is depleted, she ejects from her suit and can still do damage as the pilot with 150 health. She is a tank and has the ability to deflect damage that is right in front of her with the Defense Matrix ability, while her teammates start picking off whatever is in front of her. She also boasts an unlimited ammo weapon that is most effective up close. That means no reloading, just get in there and start shooting. This barrage of bullets makes even the mightiest duck for cover, though don't think they're just hoping you'll go away. No, they're flanking you, so watch out. D.va also has the ability to reach some high places with her boosters. It's a short burst ability that allows you to even get in the faces of snipers that are pestering your team. However, your boosters are best coupled with her ult ability, the self-destruct. Boost your mech into a group of enemies and set your self-destruct. This ability has a large explosive range, and many, even though they see it coming, can't move quick enough to get out of the blast radius. D.va is best on attacks, but isn't exactly worthless during defensive stands. Feel free to use her as you see fit. Now for the runner-ups. Now I know I missed some of your favorites up to this point, and you need to remember that these are characters that noobs won't have to study or put a lot of time and effort into to have fun right out of the gate. And remember, the runner-ups are good options to use as well, but these guys have a couple of ifs that make them not so great for everybody. With that in mind, here they are. Reinhardt. That's right, everybody's favorite tank is a runner-up. If you pick this character as a noob, be ready to hide behind a shield for 90% of the match. He is built to deflect damage, and he does it amazingly well. A Reinhardt in front of a payload is always a good bet and can help take blows so that other characters can do the bulk of the fighting. Don't think Reinhardt can't protect himself though. He has a gigantic hammer. That's what she said. And it can do decent damage as you need it. It may not do lots of damage, but it can hit multiple targets in front of you. He can also launch a fiery projectile and charge characters in front of him. The fiery projectile, however, has a short range, and the charge ability is not forgiving. And if you miss, it can put you in a group of bad guys with no way out. However, his ult ability is the Earth Shatter. This ability knocks down all foes in front of you, and when paired with other teammates' abilities, you can take out the opposite team quickly. But this character takes a little more practice to get decent kills, and if you don't mind wielding a giant hammer, then he might be the guy for you. Bastion. Now there isn't much to say about this guy. Bastion is a great addition to any defensive stand. He basically just turns into a giant Gatling gun and can mow down attackers with ease. Don't think that's all he does though. He does have the ability to turn into his robot form and run around with a light automatic weapon. This, however, should primarily be used to relocate your Bastion so that he can turn into Sentry mode again and kill everything. If you take hits as Bastion, he does have the ability to repair himself, which will happen a lot as he tends to become a target for attackers. However, you can't do anything else while repairing, so get to cover before attempting this or kill all the attackers first. It's up to you. His ult turns him into a mobile tank that fires a cannon that does a bunch of damage, but it makes you quite the target as a noob. You might just find yourself dead before your first cannon blast finds its mark. So, if you don't mind camping in one spot to be effective, this might be the guy for you. However, be aware that you need to have a good sense of your surroundings. As Bastion, you need to see the enemy before they see you. A good Hanzo or Widowmaker can have you down before you even know what hit you. Soldier 76. That's right, another favorite confined to my runner-up list. Don't hate. The truth is, he's a great character to play, and when used correctly, he can own the match. But a noob's delight? He is not. 76 is a character that is best used by players who are decent at first-person shooters. His rifle needs good accuracy to be effective, and not everyone can provide that, myself included. However, he can get to the objective quickly with his sprint ability, and he has Helix rockets that do good damage and provide some knockback ability. If you start taking hits, he also has a biotic field that can be deployed to heal himself and allies. But his ult ability is where it's at. He has a tactical visor that automatically aims at any enemy in sight. This means that you don't need to be accurate to hit the enemy. But the challenge is getting your ult ability charged if you're not so accurate to begin with. So, again, if you have decent accuracy with the rifle, this is not a bad choice to make. Alright, the moment we've all been waiting for. My number one. Before I say this, again, I remind you, This is a character that noobs who are uncomfortable with the game mechanics will be able to jump in and play with little to no effort needed. That being said, I give you number 1. Number 1, Junkrat. That's right, I said it. This explosive expert is an amazing choice for people just jumping into Overwatch. With a weapon that fires almost halfway across the map, and the pure fact that you don't really need to see your targets to kill it, makes him a great starter choice to play for any noob. He fires a barrage of grenades downrange and comes complete with 2 traps, a mine and a bear trap. The bear trap can snag someone who managed to sneak up on you, and the mine can be used to blast enemies or to launch Junkrat up to a higher location. Put the mine in the bear trap, and if someone steps in it, they get an explosive surprise. If you fall in battle as Junkrat, don't get angry, get even. Junkrat drops bombs on his death, and oftentimes you can kill the target that killed you. If that wasn't enough, Junkrat's ult is the Rip Tire, an exploding tire that you can drive to wherever you want and detonate it. It does have a time limit before it explodes itself, and if not careful, it can be shot down by the other team. However, if used in a good choke point with your teammates as a distraction, you can potentially wipe out all of the other team. This is another hated play of the game maker, because it's oftentimes the tire blowing up 3 or 4 players. But unlike Torbjorn's turret, this one takes a hint of skill to master and proper placement to be effective. Junkrat is easy to play, and though his ult might take some practice to get used to, at least you have some other explosives to fall back on until you learn it. So that's my list. Feel free to leave a comment on who your favorite character is to play. Feel free to tell me just how wrong I was with my list, or to offer any suggestions for more lists to do in the future. Also, be sure to subscribe for more of these and other gameplay goodness. And happy Overwatching!